So, welcome back to the goddamn podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for listening. Got a really cool show for you guys today. So let me introduce my guest, starting with the man furthest from me. He's wearing the red right now. Shout out to all the HBCUs out there. You know what I mean? Yeah. Money maker. You know what I'm saying? Listen, man, somebody I've known for a while, known for a long time, as a matter of fact. I'm not gonna go too deep into the history because we could be here all day. But he is a father.
There you go.
He is a husband. He is a son. All right. He is a brother. He is a leader in the community. Some know him as Coach. He has had a very long and an illustrious basketball career. Everything from playing in high school and then playing collegiately to now coaching and doing some dope things within the city. I can keep going on, you know what I'm saying? But we're going to give it up for my brother, Philip Washington.
There he goes.
Yes. That's right. Mr. Feel Good himself. You know what I'm saying?
Feels great to be here.
Yeah, I mean, you feel all right?
This is real dope, man. I'm loving it.
You like that?
I'm loving the atmosphere. I'm loving
Okay.
myself right now. I'm loving what you're doing.
I appreciate you for being willing to come and kick it with me, man.
Oh man, this is every day.
Okay, yeah. Next is another brother who I met in my college years, and immediately we connected. You know what I'm saying? I don't really tell a lot of people this, but he's definitely one of my heroes. You know what I mean? For real. And I've told you that before, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So this is no cap. Like, this is real.
That's real.
This is so he's one of my heroes, man. He is too a father, newlywed. You know what I mean? Just got married. Just got married. You see what I just did there? Did you see what I?
That was clever.
Bars.
That was
Yes,
clever.
his wife's name
this
is
is where
Jessica.
I need the
Right. So father of two boys. He also played in high school basketball, and he went on to play collegiately as well. So these guys are very, very astute when it comes to the game of basketball. He also is a coach too, and recently came on full time as an educator. And he teaches in the elementary sector. Phil teaches in the high school sector, and so that's another connection that we all have, is that we're all educators. And so yes, man, this is my bro Josh, man.
Thank you.
J Bell, Josh Bellamy.
Bless.
Yeah, the sharpshooter is what they call him.
Bang bang. What's melody? 3 to the head.
Yeah, that's right. How you doing, man? You good?
Great, brother.
You feel all right?
I'm good. I'm glad to be here.
Okay. Bring the mic a little bit closer. You can scoot up a little bit. I want you to know. I want the people to be able to hear your voice.
got
I got
the cool out your voice.
There you go. So, anyways, man, give it up for my man Josh for being on the podcast, man.
Yes, sir.
We are we're about to have a good time, man. We're about to have a good time. So, without further ado, what we're gonna do is we're gonna jump into one of the first topics. Last night we were all together. We got a chance to check out a historic night, I would say.
Big night.
Big night.
It was a night, boy.
Fight night.
No, so it was historic because I think this is the first time we've ever seen like vets come out of retirement so late and come back in and fight. And we're referring to Mike and Roy Jones Jr. Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. We watched that fight last night. But to be honest, I feel like, I mean, although it was the main event,
it wasn't
it
the
really
fight
wasn't.
of the night.
It wasn't.
It wasn't the fight of the night.
It was
It
not.
lacked excitement. Actually, I seen a meme today. They had Care Bears hugging, and they were like, "Yo, this was the whole Mike and Roy fight."
Wow.
They just hugged a lot.
Yeah.
I miss you.
Hey
Yeah.
man,
I miss you, Roy.
Hey man, thanks for giving me this million. I appreciate
I
it.
miss you
They
too,
look
Mike.
like two uncles at Thanksgiving. You know, it was like, I'm fed up. Let's go outside.
I saw a picture of Hakeem when he played for the Raptors, and Patrick Ewing when he played for the Magic. Like towards the end of their career.
That's tough.
That's what it looks.
That's tough. I mean, but it was good. It was good for the culture.
No, for
It
sure.
was definitely good for the culture. But like I said, the prize fight.
Well,
everybody.
before we get to that, this was the artsy side of me, or the photographer, I guess. I really enjoyed the aesthetics. like the blackout, like
They did a lot.
I like not being able to see a crowd. Like, I don't know. I mean, I understand that the crowd is important in all sports.
Did it make it more personal?
It was dope to me. I don't know what it was. It just was. It didn't look cinematic, even though it wasn't like.
I get that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought it was just very unique and different.
It was very different.
And so I don't know. That was just me just geeking out over the tech stuff because, in the way that they had the announcers like off to the side.
COVID
because of COVID, yeah, for sure.
I love the creation though that people have come up with
to adjust
to COVID. Yeah. So it's been happening all with every type of event.
That's very true. I've seen highlights of baseball games, but I guess they're just spacing them out though. I mean, you got enough space and
pretty much,
and people don't really like attend. I feel like all the major league games I've gone to like 5 or 6. They've never been to a playoff game, but I've been to like 5 or 6 Reds games, and it's never like packed out. Not like a football game is.
Listen, we went to the Yankees and the Cubs game in Chicago.
That's probably a little bit different though.
That was I've never seen. You know, you go to the Indians game. Oh, there's people there. This is it's AAA.
Yeah.
But the Yankees Cubs, it's surreal.
Big deal.
Oh yeah.
Okay. But no, shout out to everybody who is making these events possible, all the way from the NBA bubble up until, you know what I'm saying. I seen a couple of basketball college games. I watched Gonzaga and Kansas. And you can have parents scattered about, you know what I'm saying. But so, and we'll get into this a little bit later, but I just think that, and we talked about this during the finals. I just feel like for some people, no crowd is actually helpful. You know what I mean? I think for some people, it harms some people too. You know what I'm saying?
It does. I believe a lot of people go off of people's energy. And right now, coaching high school ball, it's like we're telling our kids to make your own energy, create your own energy.
Yeah.
Just like, you see how the guys are doing it in the NBA bubble. You have to. Guys are up.
Yeah,
the bench players.
The bench has to be
the bench
engaged.
has to be engaged. Everybody has to be a part of the game, and I mean, it's been working. It's actually a magical moment because when the crowd does come, they're going to see some intense ball.
Yeah.
Intense ball, and because it's going to add more fire to the plate, I believe, when the crowd comes.
That makes sense.
Because a lot of people feel like they get up for the crowd.
Yeah.
But nowadays, when you're getting up for your teammates getting you going and your parents in the stands,
yeah,
you add a couple more thousand. Add a couple more thousand now.
Facts.
We're gonna have a different type of a ball game. So, what are we looking at? Another year until we see that?
Oh man, I hope not. But yes, that's what it's looking like. A year or more. It's looking like it's gonna be a year or more. But the main event happened, obviously. But before the main event
was the main event.
And I told you when we sat down, I said, bro, I'm dang more excited to see Nate versus whoever this guy is. And I don't even who was the guy?
YouTuber, Logan Paul.
Yeah, So people pay him, or he gets paid to go and like say when he makes a post and say, I want to fight you, and then they go and meet somewhere and then they fight. Is that?
I don't.
How did he get famous? Is my question.
I think that by fighting people on YouTube.
So he's like Kimbo.
Huh.
I don't know who that is either.
Kimbo Slice, the dude.
I feel like when I went to go look at it on Facebook, he was like a musician.
Oh.
At least that's what the how when you go to somebody's page on Facebook, it'll tell you what the page is about or whatever. Like it said music, but maybe not. All I saw was like pranks on his thing. Regardless, he whooped his ass. Behind. It was bad. It was bad.
I could tell, like, if you've been, I'm not a fighter. I don't sit there, but I watch boxing and I can tell somebody has good technique and has been practicing. And I've heard that Nate has been practicing for the last year or two.
I seen some highlight tapes.
Yeah, year or two about it. Like, it seems like all that went out the window. It seems like he was trying to run and tackle him.
He was definitely in attack mode.
After a while, it was like, I'm getting tired of you tackling me. I'm gonna back up and I'm gonna hit you in the back of the head. I think that's how he got knocked down the first time. So
that it didn't look like it was fair.
Yeah, Nate was outmatched.
Nah, it looked like.
But is dude a professional fighter though?
I don't think so.
No,
That's what I'm trying to figure.
that was his first. That was his second fight.
Yeah, he was
That was
1-0.
his second
That was his second
boxing
match
exhibition.
and that was Nate's first.
And last, maybe
his last.
Nate played football too, though. Like Nate,
he does it all.
I know.
And I'm not taking nothing away from Nate.
So I'm just
taking
saying.
nothing away from Nate, but it looked like somebody in a movie that walks in somewhere and you challenge like this guy that was just sitting down there at the bar, like to fight, and you not knowing that he's like that guy to fight.
You think it's gonna go one way, and it goes a completely different way.
Went totally bad. Like
real
somebody
bad.
didn't. I think his people. Somebody set my man up. Like he wasn't ready for that.
Yeah, but
regardless if he's been training for that, homeboy's been calling people out on the internet and really been fighting people.
Yeah,
like Nate, you're on the NBA, you jumping over people.
Yeah,
fighting is not you.
And dude didn't. He looked like he was a little bit taller than Nate.
6'1", 6'2", maybe.
Okay.
Who isn't taller than Nate?
I know, but I'm just saying.
I'm not a tall guy, and I'm taller than Nate. I'm just saying.
I mean, it was bad, man. He fell what 3 times?
It was 3.
He fell 3 times total. But that last
landing,
time,
yeah, he was.
And the snoot didn't make it no better.
Where we were at, we couldn't really hear the commentary.
It's probably a good thing too.
I've heard it.
You've gone back.
Recorded. Oh yeah, you know that.
We was singing "Old Man River." What was he? He was singing something, wasn't he?
He was singing hymns.
Oh my god!
While he was getting knocked out and he was standing back up, and then the last time he got hit, he was like, "Oh my god!" And then the commentator was like, "Well, we're hoping he's all right." And then the Snoop was like, "Oh, he all right. He's cool. He's from the hood."
Yeah, he did say that. He did say that.
What?
He did say that. Yeah, no, he from the hood. He gonna check that off. He gonna get that. He gonna bounce right back.
That looked like Rocky IV, man.
It was bad, man. You see how he was slumped over, bro? Like
he was
his
asleep.
arms was tucked up under his chest. Like
he was sleep.
It looked like Rocky IV, Apollo, Creed. If he dies, he dies. That type ordeal. Like it looked like that.
I mean, so now, what do you do if you're Nate? Are you? I mean,
you got NBA money, man. And you got money for that.
He got paid for that.
You got money for that. You got
I'm just
money.
saying, like,
but was it worth it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because now you got to go back home. He got teenage boys. You got to go.
I hope they're doing e-learning.
Can you imagine walking in the house?
Listen,
I hope they're doing e-learning.
Social media is not.
Imagine
nice.
being the son. Imagine being his son.
Hey man, is your dad cool?
Get knocked out like your daddy used to.
Your
That's
pop's
not
all right.
cool, man.
Hey, bro, it's gonna be a whole nother level of bullying going on.
Yeah, you had to delete.
Everything.
My wife said she was like, you know what? If I'm probably just deleting my social media so I don't. It's like because it's overbearing.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't really go.
You can't escape it.
You can't really go 3 clicks up on your social media without seeing a meme or a reference towards that fight.
And it was immediately.
That was bigger than Versus.
Yeah, nah, you right.
That highlight right there was.
It definitely has gone more viral.
Oh my
there was a lot of
gosh.
Gucci Mane, memes and stuff like that after the Verses. But this thing,
This
you're
is
right.
taking
You
off.
can't scroll, and it's universal. It's like Verses was just in like one.
Everybody
sect.
saw this.
Everybody was watching this. I mean, look where we were at last night. I mean, the crowd was already diverse where we were at, so everybody was watching it.
Wow.
Dang, man.
But like I said, it's a payday. It's a sacrifice.
But like
my
Josh
kids,
said, is
my
it
kids,
worth it?
My kids. Look, is this worth it? My kids being set for life, generational being set for life, for me getting knocked out on TV.
Listen,
I can take that.
I said it. I
it,
said it when he fell. I
take that.
think they said they were getting like.
Because you know what I'm gonna say? It was all made up. I was supposed to do that.
I was.
What are you talking about? Look at the contract.
I
have a contract already written up. Like, look, I was supposed to fall.
I was supposed to.
Supposed to fall. You're going to college for free for life because
Right.
daddy was supposed to fall. Look, There's something
I
else.
took the fall for you, son. I did it for you,
man. But if you put that in perspective, then I would do a lot. I would sacrifice.
Oh,
for it all,
listen, bro.
for mine.
You tell me you got $500,000 for me to go up there and
500,000. That was that was in the milli.
No, I don't think they got paid millions.
Listen, if you don't think millions were made,
millions were made.
I don't think millions went to them though.
You don't think Nate Robinson got a?
I don't think he got a meal.
Okay, if he didn't get a meal, then he got a significant amount, very close to $1 million.
500,000 is close to $1 million. Halfway there.
It's way closer than what I would get.
Listen,
I'm about to look it up.
We're gonna find out the facts. I'm gonna fact check.
I don't believe this is like. I feel like I seen a number like 600, 700,000.
Okay, you don't have to fact check no more than $700,000.
Jake Paul, and this is what Google says: Jake Paul and Nate Robinson will also earn an equal share, each picking up $600,000 each.
Not to mention other endorsement deals that they.
Oh yeah, they probably got some other stuff. Yeah, so
that was a meal ticket situation.
I'm just saying it don't have to be 600, and it don't have to be $1 million. You tell me you got $250,000 for me to go, you know what I'm saying, get knocked upside the head a little bit
on national TV.
I'm perfectly fine with it, man.
Yeah, it was
actually pretty good. I mean, because you already know it's like everybody in the world doesn't watch sports,
right?
Everybody in the world doesn't watch sports. Probably this is your circle, but besides that, it's like you can go on the other side of the world where people don't even know that it's going on.
That's true, and we have a short attention span.
Yeah.
Because your boy's been quiet, so your boy Trump has been quiet, so he could tweet something today or tomorrow, and then Nate is no longer in the news cycle. I mean, he'll come back up, you know what I'm saying, eventually, but he wouldn't be like top, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he wouldn't be trending.
Anything can happen. So, but it was a good event though, man. It was a good event. They started really late though. Like I think
it's West Coast time.
Was that what it is? Yeah. Was it in Vegas?
Yeah, it was on the West Coast.
Okay. Yeah. Huh. Should have been in Vegas, huh? Should have been in Vegas. Hey, okay. So what verses have we not seen yet that we want to see?
I think you've already touched that. I think we want to see the Kanye West and Lil Wayne. I think that would be interesting.
That is more attractive than Wayne versus T.I.
I would like to see Tip.
So
that would be a good one too.
So T.I.'s thing, and I think one of the reasons why he initially went after and challenged 50 was he was like, I think he had the position of let's not try to pit Southern artists against Southern artists, and he was like, we not that there's anything wrong with that, but he's like, we make good music too. We make music well enough to compete with people in New York and things of that nature. So I think that's his mindset. His mindset is, I would much rather go against a 50. You know what I mean? So there's no...
Makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? Like, don't try to just keep me in this southern region because I make music that's global too.
Right.
Essentially. So I would like to see the T.I. and 50 thing because just off the energy. Like, I just feel like I know
it's a lot of ego. There's a lot of ego in that room.
50's going to talk crazy. It won't be nothing like what happened with Gucci and Jeezy, but
nothing's gonna be like that.
nah, nothing to be like that. But I'm here for the Kanye Wayne thing. I think that could be. And
I believe that Kanye at the end of the day will definitely walk out the victor or have the more hits to keep on going.
Yeah.
And we talked about that, how he can keep on reaching.
Josh, you don't agree.
Pockets. He can. Oh, stop. He can reach in different pockets. He can reach in different pockets about it. And
Wayne had a whole rock album, though.
Yeah, I get that.
Wayne.
I get that.
Wayne was dominant for
Kanye's music is on cartoons.
That's great. That's really good.
And also selling perfume. How is your song being so? I mean, is selling perfume?
That's great.
And also. On a kid's...
You're talking about flashing lights.
Yes, and then also on a kid's cartoon Sing, they used it multiple times.
Wow.
I mean, we can go on. I mean, it's like when you have hits like that.
He's got big hits. I'm not saying he doesn't.
There's nothing in Wayne's catalog like when you combine 2 songs together in order to reach that amount. There's nothing in that catalog.
I'm not saying that. I'm with you. I believe that Wayne will compete. I don't believe that he would win. And the reason why is because of the amount.
So how do we determine the winner?
But we're celebrating the culture. It's not about the winning. It's celebrating the culture. Even though we all know that Jeezy won, but still, we're celebrating the culture.
Don't get this man
you know
started,
what I mean? You saw how
yeah, real quick.
Like had to touch you.
Get that man started.
But still, you're celebrating the culture. Like the Erykah Badu, Jill Scott. I thought that was amazing.
There's no need to be a winner in that.
Yeah.
I even think Kirk Franklin and Fred Hammond did one. No need to be a winner.
The Brandy and Monica was good.
No need to be a winner.
I like the John Legend, Alicia Keys. I thought that was good.
I didn't watch that.
I didn't watch that one. I heard that they did it all piano.
They did,
and that would have been that would have been dope to see.
Yeah.
I think they just did it too early.
Well, I don't know if Apple was on board by then though.
No, that was just Instagram.
Maybe not.
Okay, because Apple being on board changes the game because now you can go back and actually watch some things high quality.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, you know, and even this time around for the Jeezy joint, I was able to stream it from my Apple TV because I have Apple Music on my Apple TV. Yeah. It was like almost like watching it. You know what I mean?
HD TV.
Yeah. It was amazing. It wasn't me having it on Instagram and throwing it onto the TV.
Sound good on that.
Sounds amazing. Sounds amazing. Yes. Yeah. So my issue with the Wayne thing is, I think after 10 it gets really thin for Wayne, to whereas Kanye could keep going. Like,
I don't understand why y'all think that.
No, I'm just saying, like, and the smashes and the ones that you think that are, because you have a term for it. There's
automatic.
Those automatics, like you would call Lollipop automatic.
That was one of his biggest hits. I wasn't a big fan of the song,
right? Yeah,
but
yeah.
I mean, I was played on all the radio
Then I
stations.
played Gold Digger after Lollipop. What are we doing?
Wow,
it's probably a wash.
Ray Charles,
but you just said it was automatic. And so
if you play 2 automatics, then
Jamie Foxx as
Ray
Charles.
But what I'm saying is, we haven't even really, like, I wouldn't even say that that's top 10 Kanye songs.
Wow.
And he's washing an automatic with Wayne.
Don Soap.
I don't know. I think I would say
I need that button.
All right.
I'm gonna get you that, Phil.
Thank you.
Don't gas this man.
Thank you. He knows I need it. I mean, right now, because you look stuck on. You're stuck.
Listen,
like we're live right now.
We are live. I feel like Gold Digger is one of Kanye's biggest hits.
Facts.
If you don't think that's in his top 5, that's your opinion. That's the one thing about the versus thing, is it's highly opinionated.
Yeah, but I'm saying you could put together a fire greatest hits of Kanye West and never get to Gold Digger.
No.
Wow.
You can't. I don't know if you could put together a amazing greatest hits, not songs, greatest hits, and not include Lollipop for Wayne. Because it's one of his biggest, you know what I'm saying?
Mostly because the dude that he did the song with didn't you wind up dying? The Static Major guy?
I think it was a big song regardless.
It was, but I'm saying, like, when he passed away,
it took off again. Yeah.
But a lot of people would have different opinions. You know, I went to school down south. Definitely, there's a lot of.
But Lollipop wouldn't be a favorite down south necessarily, right?
Correct, and that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
A lot of people would be the same way. It's like, man, we can go 20 songs without naming Lollipop.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's
exactly.
cold, that Lil Wayne and put out, that Spitfire, and that. So I get it.
I think one that'd be like a real close one would be their first 2 hits.
First 2 albums?
No, the first 2 like big hits for both of them. Because if Wayne plays A Block Is Hot and then Kanye comes with Through the Wire, I can understand where regionally The Block Is Hot is more impactful than Through the Wire. Regionally, I'm not saying regionally, but I'm just saying, like, in the South, like, they might rock with that a little bit more. I think that Through the Wire is a little bit more universal. You know what I mean? There's something about being from the Midwest, like, where I feel like artists from the Midwest touch everything because everything touches us. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Which is why he could go and, you know what I mean, produce for Jay-Z, but then also have, you know what I mean, another hit with Ludacris too. Like, people forget that Kanye produced Stand Up.
All that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he was very, very multifaceted and could go and, you know, and he did a joint for Game, one of Game's biggest joints.
Dream. He did the Dream one.
He did Dream too.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know he did Dream.
He did.
He did do Dream.
Mm-hmm.
But he also did.
Wow.
You wouldn't if you a rap style. Yeah.
Wow.
Put your hands. Hey, listen.
Wow.
If we're just going off of
Josh.
rap. No. I'm off the Wayne thing. I'm off the Wayne thing.
I was still on Josh.
No. I'm off the Wayne thing.
Wow.
But if we just go with like rap music, I believe that Wayne, producer wise, could mess with Tim and Pharrell. If we're just talking about rapping,
Kanye.
Kanye. I'm sorry. I believe that Kanye, as a producer, could sit in the room comfortably with either Tim or Pharrell if we kept it at rap. He does it.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying you got to make the stipulation if you keep it at rap, because if you go beyond that,
Tim takes off.
No, it's Pharrell.
Pharrell definitely
happy.
I get that.
Happy.
What are we talking? Wait a minute.
Wow. I'm just saying, like, happy.
That's happy. Like they're singing that in church.
They are. I get that.
They sing happy in church.
They do.
And,
happy
in 4-part harmony.
I mean, you're right.
I was just making the point that I feel like Kanye might be kind of slept on, production wise.
I would like to see that though. The Tim and Pharrell.
Well, he already went. Tim already went against Swiss, which it makes sense because this was their idea and this was their baby, so that for them to kick it off. But the better versus definitely would have been Tim versus Swiss. I mean, Tim versus Pharrell.
So are they not doing producers anymore for the verses?
I would definitely love to see Ninth Wonder versus Just Blaze.
That's interesting. Ninth Wonder is very unique though. Like
exactly.
That's a tough one.
I know. Tough cookie.
I want to see more producers. Yeah. I like the artist. I think that's great.
Didn't Beethoven do one?
No.
Okay, he hasn't done one.
No. Boy Wonder did one. Drake's guy and Hit Boy.
Okay.
But Zay didn't do one. Zay and Metro. That's what I would like to see.
What about the Hitmaker guy? He got a lot of stuff.
He's came real big the last couple.
He was an artist too.
Listen, whoever does the Maybach people.
Oh, you talking about the Justice League?
Wow.
Them versus
wow.
Them versus Just Blaze.
Wow.
Yeah, Just Blaze, Justice League.
That would be good.
That'd be tough.
That'd be good. That would be a session to sit down and just.
Your favorite Maybach music?
Ooh.
I'm going with the one with Tip.
That's what Maybach music.
My garage is flawless. Under 100,000 ain't allowed.
Tip and Kiss. That was a good one.
I don't know. I can't do it.
Okay.
Which one you going with? And the one with Dave's Loaf is hard.
That one was hard.
That's what I'm saying. That one, and I really like number 2. I really like.
Is that with
that's
Wayne
with
and
Kanye?
That's
T-Pain. Yeah, T-Pain and Kanye. Oh my gosh,
sitting in my Maybach.
I love that one.
I
But I love the original. That's why I was about to say.
The original goes what? How
with Jay-Z?
With Jay.
How does it go though? I forget it. It definitely wasn't that memorable.
Yeah, it was.
I'm trying to think of it.
It go.
I have to go back and listen.
Wow.
I know. I didn't know Jay-Z was in.
That's like a ride down the street. That's like a ride around the corner. Like
music.
Oh wow. Can I get the sound effect? Do we have that connected?
Nah.
We don't have it connected.
I can't because I can't post it if I
Some
do that.
things your money can't buy.
Wow.
Like heaven in the sky.
Even a better.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That was the first one?
That was the first
That
one.
was the first one.
That was on Port of Miami.
Yeah. Realest I ever wrote, chilling in my Maybach. Yeah.
8-track.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that was a good one.
Wow.
Yep, I forgot.
He has some wild.
The last one wasn't that great.
No, the last one. That's not the one with Deja Loaf.
No, that was on.
Okay, that was all right. Yeah, but the one with Deja Loaf. That's cold.
That one was hard.
That's cold.
I like the one with Neo too. The one on God Forgives I Don't.
You can keep that one.
Really?
Yeah, you can have it.
Man, I thought that one was a good one.
Yeah.
You like Gucci?
And didn't John Legend do one too?
He did the most recent one. The one on Port of Miami too.
Yeah, you can keep that one too.
I wasn't rocking with that.
Yeah, you can keep that one. So, but nah, man. The Justice League, they're dope.
They got some fire.
Dope. So man, hey, let me switching subjects just a tad bit. You just hit a year, right, in marriage?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thoughts?
There's ups. There's ups. There's ups.
There's ups.
There's ups.
Can we talk about you think sis will be all right with us? We're not gonna like go deep, but
Good.
I'll just talk about in a general sense. How is it?
It is work.
Yes.
It is work. But it's great. It's good. I enjoy it.
Okay.
I enjoy it. I enjoy having someone, to come home to, someone who's I know has got my back.
Yeah.
I enjoy it, man. It's really, really fun, just to build and just to learn each other. We've been together for 6 years.
A
Yeah.
whopping 6.
6 years.
And like we're still like figuring each other out.
Okay.
And you will.
And that's one of those things that I've learned that
year
you just
30,
keep.
you will.
Yeah.
Still, that's what I hear.
Why are you whispering to us, Phil?
That's my radio voice.
Okay, so we just knocked down a year. What's one of your biggest takeaways from like what's one of the things that you've learned that you would say, you know what I mean, is something I've picked up over this first year?
What advice would you give to a newlywed? Is that a better one?
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, there you go. You can answer it that way.
What advice would I give to newlywed? I would say, trying to figure out how to word this. When the rough times come, you can't bail. The rough times is what brings you closer. Because out the gate, like when we first got married, it was trials.
Well, she got into a car accident the day
She got
before?
in a car accident the weekend of our wedding.
Yeah.
So we got married on Sunday. My grandma passed away Friday morning, and then she got in a car accident coming up so we could go fill out the paperwork.
Yeah.
We were supposed to go to the courthouse, do our marriage certificate. She's getting ready to come right outside the school.
Right outside the school. Yeah.
Bam, somebody hit her head on. But we still made it though.
Still made it.
Still made it.
Got down the aisle.
Yeah. But yeah, man.
Don't bail.
Don't bail. No, you can't bail. Because that's the stuff that brings you closer. That's the stuff that builds your marriage.
And you're talking about not necessarily like physically getting up and like walking out, but more so like, you know what I mean, stick with it, tough it out. Type.
Mentally checking out.
Yeah, because you can mentally check out.
Yeah. Marriage is one of those things where you work physically, you work mentally, emotionally. Every facet of you is work.
Yeah.
And you have to feed all of those facets. You have to
Definitely
nurture.
need to exercise them all.
You got to.
Yeah.
My pastor, he did our marriage counseling, and he was like, "Hey, their marriage is your baby. You have to nurture it. You have to feed it the same way you would, a child."
Yeah.
And so that's kind of
during my premarital counseling. They gave us at the beginning. They gave us Play-Doh. This is so dope. I'm already kind of like
here it comes.
So it was Play-Doh. And he said, yo, this is your marriage. Like, you know what I'm saying? And you need to take care of it. I don't know when's the last time you guys played with Play-Doh, but when he gave it to us, he gave it to me. He took it out the little small thing and just put it in my hand. And he, just at the beginning of the session. And so this is your marriage, you need to take care of it. But then at the end of our total like time together, these next 6 to 8 weeks or whatever, I'm going to ask you about that, and you have to bring it in, whatever. So he gave it to me, and if you guys know anything about Play-Doh, if you don't have a package for it or you don't have a container for it,
right,
it is really, really hard to keep that thing. So, and I'm so glad that he gave it to me without giving me what it came in, because that's symbolic to any relationship. If you don't guard that thing the right way, I don't know if you guys have ever gotten dirt or anything in Play-Doh, but it's hard to get it out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like whenever something gets in Play-Doh, it's hard to get out. And then the other thing is making sure that you keep it, stored somewhere that needs to be stored, so that way it doesn't dry out. And then another piece is you got to keep working with it. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't dry out. Because even if you like put it up somewhere and you never
get stiff.
Yes, it gets stiff. And so like I was like, just that whole concept, like is so dope to me because yeah. I mean, that's marriage, man.
And that's why I need the button.
Nah, but that reminds me of what me and Kristen had to do, man. Now I will say, 10 years later, I know where it is, but it's definitely dried out. You know what I'm saying? Like the Play-Doh.
Wow. That's where I need another. I need another button on that one. Man.
But no, okay. So this is what I heard the other day. I was watching Chris Rock's special, Tamarine. Have you guys watched that? It's on Netflix. He got divorced, unfortunately, and he was talking about it or whatever. And he said the advice that he would give to couples is to continue to have sex. Is what he said. He said that right. But he said the problems that you are having in your relationship, this was so dope. And I have such a huge respect for comedians because to me, comedians are very, very close to
being unfiltered.
Well, no, they're very, very close to preachers. I believe that comedians and preachers, they exemplify some of the same exact techniques. They utilize some of the same exact techniques. They are able to speak to you and get certain emotions out of you that probably weren't there before.
Ooh.
Which is why,
that is deep.
Which is why, and here's the other thing with comedians and pastors. They are some of the most, I guess, not two-faced in a bad way, but they're one way on stage, but they're not like that in their private life.
Mm-hmm.
If you've ever been close to a pastor, there's some pastors who they don't want to be in front of people like that. You know what I'm saying? And comedians are like that too. And another similarity is they have their own darkness and demons that they are fighting against constantly. And that is what allows them to see things a little bit differently, to be able to deliver the content that they deliver. So anyways, I'm saying all that to say that I pay attention to what comedians say, because a good comedian, the joke is going to have a lot of truth in it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's going to have a lot of truth in it. And that's what really makes it funny. And sometimes you shouldn't be laughing at it, but it's that's so true. Like Chris Rock has a joke where he says, man, I'm paraphrasing. I can't remember what special it was, but he was like, everybody always talking about how they had it bad in America. He said, white people talk about how they have it bad in America. And black people talk about Hispanic people talk about how they had it bad in America. You want to know who really had it bad in America? He said, when's the last time you seen two Native Americans just doing stuff? You know what I mean? He was like, when's the last time you seen two Native Americans just out doing stuff? And I'm like, I laughed because it was funny the way he said it. It was a lot more comical than how I set it up. But it's very true. You
don't see it.
You don't see it. And it's yo. And so, anyways, I just have this huge belief that comedians are tapped into something a little bit more than just comedy. It speaks volumes. But back to my point with what he was saying.
That's pretty deep.
I mean, but it's the truth though. When you sit back and you think about it,
that's pretty deep.
I never heard that comparison.
You might have to look that little excerpt that lasts maybe 2 or 3 minutes. Look. That might go viral right there.
No, I believe that.
That was very interesting. I've never heard that before. I might go home and talk to my wife about that one. Yo, did you hear what that was?
But he was saying, he said that, he said the same problems. He said the problems that you're having in your relationship. This is back to Chris Rock and him, being divorced or whatever. He said the problems that you're having in your relationship, they aren't new problems. He was like that when you met him. Y'all just were having sex more, so you didn't care. And that was his whole point behind saying, the way to keep your relationship where you need to keep it, you gotta use better language.
You gotta do it.
Yeah, you just gotta do it. You gotta keep doing it.
You've got to.
He was like,
that's tough.
She couldn't cook before you got with her. It just didn't matter because y'all were boning. You know what I'm saying?
That thing.
She was throwing that thing. You know what I'm saying?
That thing.
He wasn't keeping his house clean when you met him. His apartment was trashy when you met him, but he was laying the pipe.
Wow.
And I was like, yo, that is has a lot of truth to it. Like, and this is coming from somebody
I know, right?
This is coming from somebody who is, you know what I mean, divorced, and he's like, yo, that's one of the main, pieces of advice that I would have for anybody in a relationship, like, is
do it.
Continue to have sex, like, often.
Tough.
So,
word of the wise.
Yeah, man. I mean, listen, I don't, I haven't done the podcast with my wife yet, but eventually I'll do one with her, and maybe we'll get into that. But you know what I'm saying?
Deep. This is my radio voice. Deep.
We're talking about sex. I don't want to hear you say deep.
My fault.
Yeah. not in your radio voice. Not in any voice, actually. I'd much rather.
I was about to say I wasn't just gonna say the word deep. Just leave it alone.
Yeah, nah. So Phil, how many years you got?
I got 10 in the game.
10 in the game?
I got a cool decade.
Decade, huh?
Cool decade.
Father of 3. You just
Father
had
of 3.
Just had your youngest?
Bronx. Boogie Bronx.
Boogie down. That's where hip hop was started.
Radio Boogie Bronx.
So he got to watch. He has to watch the Netflix joint when the Get Down.
Oh yeah,
when he gets of age. You know what I'm saying? Like,
definitely has to be of age.
Yeah.
Of age.
I mean, it wasn't that bad though. No, there wasn't.
Of age.
There was language, but there wasn't anything going on that was crazy though.
That was. We'll touch on that, but it's good. I mean, I like.
Yeah, but no,
it exposed a lot, in that, with your boy Will Smith's son and all that stuff. It exposes, him to a lot that I don't want him. It's there. It's everyday life.
Oh, you're talking about
but it exposes him to a lot of stuff that I don't want, necessarily him to be aware of right now, or to even have that thought, if even to cross his mind. Right
so
now.
Okay, so I'm glad you said that, and it's great that we're all parents here, all fathers here. Wouldn't it be better for them to experience it in our presence as opposed to experiencing it outside, whatever it is? I know right now you're talking about something specific, but let's just take, for example, alcohol, right? Mm-hmm. Let's take alcohol, for example. I am not against, or I don't have an issue. I have a friend whose dad allowed him to drink wine like at the age of like 15, 16 at dinner because he saw mom, dad having it. And so he was allowed to have a glass of wine at the age of 15, 16. I thought that was okay. I thought it was perfectly fine. At home, having dinner with your parents. Now, I know obviously it's technically against the law, but you got to also think about like culturally, because over in certain places, this, over in Europe, in certain places, there's no
drinking age is around 16, 18.
Yeah, like you can, and they got vending machines out there, like where you can go.
Really?
There's certain places, man, where you can get like beer like real easy, like
all day.
And so it's cultural for what, you know what I mean, like that rule of, you gotta be 21. So, but I guess my question to you guys is, as parents, do you think that it's better if your kids experience something like that in your presence as opposed to like them experiencing it on their own somewhere?
Yes, absolutely. Mostly because so that I can teach you and tell you about what's going on.
And I'm not just talking about alcohol. I'm just talking about all. I'm even talking about like
life,
everything, everything, like having that conversation about sex too.
Having that conversation, but I don't need to be there when I don't need to be there when that happens.
No, I'm not telling you. I'm not saying to be there. I'm just saying, like, being a little bit more, going further than just having the conversation, like actual, like having the conversations one time. Like, I want to keep like using the.
Okay, so I'll put it like this. I was the way I was raised, and then nothing to bash on my parents, because my parents were perfect parents. I feel like I had the greatest parents in the world. But that's different conversations that I didn't have with them. It was kind of like I learned a lot from having an older sibling.
Okay.
And her peers, hearing them, trial and error.
Yeah.
And, and different stuff. Now, granted, my past is checkered. So, like I said, I've learned lessons later than I should have. You know what I mean? I should have learned those lessons back when I was younger, but I didn't.
Yeah.
So I believe if you allow, your children to, you can show them, present to them and show them the repercussions of it now.
Yeah.
Instead of letting them like, hey, if you fall, he's going to bump his head. He's going to learn not to fall. And it's like, no, I'm going to show them a picture of somebody that has busted their head wide open.
Right.
Give you a simulation of how that feels. And that way you don't do it. So that's my thing. I'm not going to, I'm not all for just like, hey, yeah, I'd rather them try it in my presence rather than nah. I can't.
I don't know, man.
I can't do it.
Your thoughts, Josh.
I get what Phil's saying, but I want to be more hands-on.
Right.
If your first drink, have your first drink with me. Now listen, you're here with me. Now when you get older, you're going to do your own thing. Right. You're going to make your own choices. Whatever you do, what you do. But these are, like Phil said, these are the repercussions, the consequences if you don't.
We all went to college.
Yes.
And we all saw that guy or girl who never had a taste of anything prior to college get to college and go buck wild.
Absolutely.
Wow.
And so I guess that's my whole my inspiration behind this question or this.
My wife puts that in my head all the time about Brooklyn. It's like,
listen, I'm just keeping it 100. Like, we've seen it. We've seen that girl who was probably homeschooled or went to a private school or whatever, or was very, very guarded. And she gets to the university and it's like,
oh my God.
Yeah.
What is that? How it's done? So in my mind, I'm like, listen, I want to expose and I want to have conversations because my mom didn't have a lot of conversations. I'm like you. I had to find a lot of stuff on my own. And I don't want to be that parent. I want to be the parent to say, listen here, son, you stick this there, this is what could happen. Like, you know what I'm saying? And look, I'm going to show you. Look at him.
Look, and that's why
he stuck it in there and he didn't do what he was supposed to do. Now he can't go where he want to go. And
he teaching health. That's why I have look, graphic pictures and all that stuff. I'm locked and loaded for the conversations.
Yeah.
All that. Yes.
But even
affected.
I feel that.
But even
at
before
the end of the day, they're going to make their own choices.
Yes, they are. Oh my goodness, they're gonna have a big warning sign. Oh my goodness, but yeah, because I'll show pictures, like, and that's one thing I had to find stuff out in the encyclopedia. Like I didn't have search engines right off the bat. It's like internet came out right when I was at St. Mary's, my 7th, 8th grade year. It's when you could walk to the library and then you can use their little computer station, and you can freely get on the internet. High school, got people, you start integrating in classrooms. College, that's when they first got Facebook.
Right.
So it's like, I'm not from that age where I can my 9-year-old daughter now can look up what anything looks up on her phone or on a computer. So it's different. So now, with being the information age and me being the teacher, it's like I'm going to show them all the graphic stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like we're in that day and age.
Okay, so
show them that.
Let me ask you this. Son comes to you. You guys both have sons. I have a son too. Son comes to you after the wet dream. You know what I'm saying? After that first, we can all remember our first time, like where it happened. I know it happened in my sleep. I woke up, I was like, yo, what's going on? Why is there snot down there? You know what I'm saying? And then I had to learn on my own. Like, my mom didn't really give me like, hey, this is what happened. This is what. So, son comes to you, tells you, hey, Dad, something weird happened down there. Your response is what?
Have a seat, son. Have a seat. It's time we had this talk. Because I would do that because me and Pops never had that.
Yeah.
Pops never really gave me the whole runaround of that. It was always, because my dad's a pastor, so it was always, don't do it. Don't do it. We never had that talk.
Yeah.
Like, it was never like a deep talk. It was always, son, you're getting older, your body's changing, girls, this and that. But we never got like in depth about it. So I would, and I got 2 boys.
That's true.
So whoever happens first is like, son, get your brother.
I was about to
We
say,
gotta-
yeah, this
Go ahead, knock it out.
double whammy.
What happens, Phil?
I think it's pretty much the same thing. I sit down, let's have the talk. I want my wife to be in there as well, for the simple fact that I wouldn't want him to feel as if he's like this is strange.
Yeah.
And then also to explain to him, hey, this is the reason why it's me and your mother. You know, me and your mother created you.
Yeah.
You know, in order for that creation to happen, you know, her and I had to engage in, you know, and this is what happened. You know, and explain it to him like, that's why you here.
Yeah.
you know,
wasn't
so
the
I was
story.
wondering why it was two of you because only one of you guys needed to have me. I mean, he's like that now.
Right.
He's like, for real, he's like that now. It's like, man, so if I was in mama's stomach, why are you here? Like, I look like you, but what did you have to do with this?
Right.
And they don't understand that. So I would have her, you know, and that's how I would explain it.
Okay.
I feel like that would help them.
I think I would approach it the same way that you guys are approaching it. I would definitely tell my son Juice, hey, listen, man, this is natural. This is what happens. You know what I mean? Some mornings you're gonna wake up and you know what I'm saying, it's gonna look a little bit different. It's gonna be real strong down there when you wake up. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that. It's natural. Happens to daddy. You know what I'm saying? This is just how you were built, how you were made. But then I had to ask myself the question, you know, what if he, which I'm anticipating him liking it, you know, that feeling, you know what I'm saying? And he tells me he wants to experience it again. Do you advocate for a child to explore themselves sexually? Yeah. Can you are you or do you create, because I heard this on a podcast not too long ago. It was like, yo, like children need to have ownership, negative age, you know what I'm saying? So after, you know, you hit puberty, whatever, you need to have ownership of their sexuality.
Yeah, I mean, that's a realist talk. You know what I mean? That's a realist situation. You're gonna have to.
So I'm saying, are we buying them the Jergens? Is my question.
I'm not buying Jergens. I'm not about to encourage that.
You're not?
I'm not about to encourage, because like I said, I was, you know, I listened to, or I've heard, you know, my older sibling, which I have an older sister. I have a best friend that has 9 brothers. So it's like I've been around older guys that talk around, you know, about what happens or how do you explore your sexuality.
Yeah.
So that conversation is going to happen.
So
they're going to find that out regardless.
I understand that, but which is why it brings back to my original point.
But I'm not.
Isn't
going
it
to
best that
that
they? I'm not saying necessarily introduce it, but if they're going to find it out regardless, isn't it best that we're there as parents to make sure that they
do it right?
It's best that we're there to explain it.
Explain it, yes, but you just told me
encourage it.
I'm not saying encourage it. I'm just saying you just told me that they're going to find out regardless, right?
I believe.
Wouldn't it be better for them to find out from their parents? Like, because this whole idea of leaving it to I don't want to leave that for somebody else to do. I don't want to leave. You exploring your sexuality. I'm not going to leave that to the internet to do. I'm not going to leave that to your friends to do. I'm your parent. I need to tell you that it is okay for you to explore your sexuality. I need to tell you that it is okay for you to, and what I mean by that is, are we not sexual creatures?
Yes,
we are.
Yes. I don't disagree with you.
So you're a health teacher. You tell me, at what age is it healthy for you to explore your sexuality?
When you
yeah, let's talk to me, baby.
If you want to go down to the
health teacher,
if you want to go down to the health teacher part, when a young man or a young lady starts exploring their sexuality, I talked about this actually last week. This is actually considered a drug. Did you know that?
like endorphins or whatever, like they kick in that moment.
So you're exposing.
I can understand.
Yeah. So you're exposing you expose yourself to a lot, with your mind, and then also you play tricks with your body, because when it does come down to the real deal show, you may not be up for it because it's not how you've already trained your body or trained your mind to go thinking that's sex.
Yeah.
So you could you break it down like that, and then you also break it down to the simple fact that you're not helping yourself at all when you're doing that.
When you're, when you say that, are you referring to masturbation?
Yes.
So you're saying that
you're not helping yourself at all. Now, like, they have certain situations where a lot of people are backed up, and and they do encourage that. They have sperm banks or whatnot. Where they encourage that and different stuff like that on how you can be able to produce the sperm.
So you would say masturbation is not healthy, is what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying masturbation can definitely be a drug to a young adolescent's life. Yeah, and it could definitely cause a lot of harm to them in the long run versus to, them not masturbating. Or, now if it can become a problem. Let's put it like that. It can become a big problem.
But couldn't anything?
Yes.
Okay.
Too much of anything can become a problem.
Right. Sugar. A kid get addicted to sugar.
Correct.
So I just want to be clear.
Okay. Be clear.
You're saying masturbation is unhealthy.
It can become very unhealthy.
But everything can become unhealthy, is what I'm saying. So
to a developing mind.
Yeah, to young developing adolescence. Yes.
Okay, so here's my thing, and I'm just playing devil's advocate here.
Okay.
I'm 11. I'm 12 years old. This thing done shot off. Okay, and I like the way that it felt.
Okay.
And sometimes when I see young ladies or whatever, it gets back up again, and I like the way that it feels, and you know what I'm saying? I've had a couple dreams, and I like the way it felt. You're telling me that it is okay and it is natural for me to have that urge at 11 and not necessarily fully explore it until I get married, until like 22, 23?
What do you mean? Not explore that.
So
act on the urge.
Act on the urge. Act on the urge. So 11 years old, 12 years old, I've hit puberty or whatever, you know what I mean? And this new feeling has arose that I've never felt before.
Right.
And you're telling me I got to wait 10 years before I can explore this?
I'm telling you, at 11, 12 years old, you're learning discipline.
Yeah, I get that. But discipline should only apply to things that are like harmful. Like, you know what I'm saying? And
you're learning discipline. You don't need to, you're learning to withhold yourself from attacking everything that you see walking.
But why do we automatically assume that that's what's going to happen? I think that because we don't encourage kids to own their sexuality, that's why you get people who are hypersexual later on in life, because they've been without, and it's been so taboo to even talk about and discuss. Even right now, like, y'all getting all, we just talked about some serious stuff in our brotherhood, and y'all getting all...
I'm not.
Yeah,
that's him.
Yeah,
he didn't got.
Yeah,
he's definitely, his booty definitely got tight over here.
Yeah, booty's over here getting tight. But this is what I'm saying, though. Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I don't know if we should like make it taboo and like, oh, we can't talk about this, and you know what I mean? I don't know if it. I don't know that if it is wise to say that a child is supposed to wait until 10, 15 years down the line to explore their sexuality. I just think that's super duper unnatural.
I think it's a touchy subject on all levels. It's a touchy subject on all levels because there's so many ways you can go with that conversation.
Yeah.
I think you should move on to the next
subject. But this what we do on the goddamn podcast, baby. We have real conversation.
And we are having the real conversation, but you gotta think about it. It's like we're almost saying this is how you were doing to me. You're almost saying that at 11, 12 years old, because my son has those urges, that I tell them, hey, This is Jergens. This is what you can do in order to tame that urge. And whenever you have that urge, seclude yourself somewhere and take care of that. You'll like the way it feels, and then you can move on your merry day.
Okay.
I'm telling 11 and 12-year-old that.
And I'm saying, why is that wrong? Help me. I'm being devil's advocate right now. We don't tell a kid who is who has hit puberty. We tell them to suppress that. Why is what I'm asking. Why do we tell them to suppress that urge?
Because it's basically
because society, right?
I wouldn't say society. But humane. I mean, that's
humane.
You can't go around.
It's natural. This is what are we talking
natural,
about?
But you can't
just
go around.
Because it's natural doesn't make it.
Yeah, it doesn't make it okay.
Though,
it's not okay.
I don't know.
No, it's not okay. No, you got to teach certain things because it's not okay.
Okay, I'm listening.
You want to get real?
Let's get real.
Okay, it's not.
Real.
It's not okay for.
Stop hitting the table.
Oh, sorry, my bad. I was hitting the
table.
table.
Just because it.
Yeah, I don't want to get the feedback. It's
probably
because I need that button.
Yep.
It's not okay. Like if. You know what? I'm not even going to touch that. I'm not even going to touch it. I'm not even going to touch it because the way it said in my head, it was like, yeah, this is going to be real deep. But then I was just like, you know what? No.
Okay. So, but
my mom would hear it and she would be like,
I just want to throw it out there. I want to know where these thoughts come from. That's all. Like, I'm just playing devil's advocate. I would like to know where these thoughts come from and why we think the way that we do. And I think that the effect that you guys are thinking that it can have, I think it almost has the opposite effect. And so, like, what I mean by that is we think by not encouraging them to explore it at a young age that we're like protecting them from something. But what if, I'm just saying, what if we are making it worse?
So what you're saying is
I don't
explore it sooner than later.
That's what
you're going to explore it anyway. You might as well do it, figure it out now rather than wait.
Because
it happened at that age for a reason. The body doesn't do anything for no reason.
Right. They're at
you
the
know
age,
that.
Right? Yeah, but right now they're at the age and the information age where they can look up and find anything there.
And that's what I'm saying, Phil. I don't want my kids to look up and find anything out.
But they're going to do it anyway,
I
bro.
get that. But what I'm saying is,
why not? TV.
Why not? Oh, I understand that too. Information is coming to them all the time. But if I can get ahead of it, or if I can be there when you receive that information, like, why wouldn't I not want to be a part of that? Like, I want to be a part of you growing. I don't want it to be you're getting this information outsourced from other people or other things, and I'm not included in that. I understand, yes, you're going to look things up. Yes, you're going to have conversations with your friends, and you're going to overhear things and all this other stuff. But I want to be right there with you, having those conversations simultaneously with you, because I want to be able to guide you. I don't want nothing or no one else guiding you, because I know I love you, and I know that I'm here for you. I know that I want the best for you. I don't know if your friend's big sister has those same intentions. I don't know if the people on the television have that same intention. So yes, I cannot protect you from ever hearing it from anybody else. But what I can do, I can ensure that you hear it from dad. Yeah,
I get that. They're gonna hear it from dad though, because dad is a health teacher. So dad's gonna give them all the rundown.
So just so I'm clear, we're done with this conversation.
Your children are
masturbation.
Your children are more than welcome.
Unhealthy, is what we're saying.
No, I did not say that.
Okay.
See what I mean? Listen,
what did you deduce from it?
No, I said at adolescence, which is that young age, which you're talking about, 10, 11, 12, 13.
They should suppress it.
It is not the time for them to start masturbating because it can become very, very, very addictive for them. And then psyche, and then also
Phil, but it could also be a help. Like you're only mentioning the negative.
Okay.
Right? Is there not a positive to it?
I don't see you look up.
You don't see the positive.
I want you to look up. I want you to look up positive. I want you to look up positives on 11-year-old masturbating.
I could definitely do that. I could definitely do that. But
your phone is right there.
No, I'm not about to. You were looking take time to do that. While you guys were having the conversation.
You were looking up.
While you guys were having the conversation.
Playlist, so you can't look up.
I didn't look up Jeezy's playlist today.
I'm just saying.
Right. But this is what I'm saying. I think that Your body does things for a reason.
Okay. I get you.
It happens at 11, 12 years old for a reason. Nothing that the body does is by happenstance. There's a reason for it. Everything that it does, every I mean, it's one of it's the greatest creation ever. The human body is probably the greatest creation ever. And it does things for a reason.
At a certain time. Okay, so
and
are you saying?
And hold Phil, but look, we all have a little bit of a biblical background, or we know a little bit about. Mary was 14. She was like, you know what I mean, younger than 15. She was like 15 and younger. Like, and it wasn't like 100 years ago, which is not that long. I mean, yes, it's long. But I'm just saying, like, in the early, I mean, the late 1800s, it wasn't uncommon for, you know what I'm saying? We've heard stories of grandmothers and great grandmothers having kids at the age of 13, 14. Now, I understand it was a different time, all the other stuff. Like, yes, for sure, it was a different time. But I'm just proving the point that the body does things for a specific reason.
Okay.
That's it. I'm just saying that
I get that
it happens for a reason.
I get that.
And then we're saying that we need to suppress it for 10 years.
No, I'm saying
be 10 years though.
Well, I'm just saying, based off of what people tell us, hey man, go to school.
Stop.
Or okay, 8 years, 9 years. We supposed to, how long are we supposed to?
Dude.
At what point? That's the question I asked that you did not answer, by the way.
No, but
I said, at what age is it okay for someone to explore their sexuality?
You can't give an age limit, because this is to chime in on that answer as well.
Generally speaking, I know everybody's different, Phil.
I know, but now look at the puberty. Look at when girls are having puberty. Look at how these girls are developing at a very young age. So just because I'm 11, 12 years old, young 11, 12 young boy that just now starting to get their erection, and I see a 19-year-old girl that's already developed.
I just
fully developed.
I want everybody to know I'm not talking about sex. I was talking about masturbation. You're about to bring up sex. I'm not talking about sex.
But you're saying that the body was made for that your body is going through things for a certain reason.
Yeah. So
listen, the body, nothing in your body is made of you to like do it yourself. That like, you know, there's nothing. There's like masturbation. No, you're not. No. There's nothing in the health book that says that yes, you're supposed to masturbate to release yourself.
Well, listen, I don't trust them school books.
Okay.
I'm just keeping it 100. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But the reason why
they also tell you a lot of stuff.
But when you can produce sperm, that's basically what you're saying. When you can produce sperm, when your body's telling you that you can get an erection and you can produce sperm, you're basically saying that that's when they should be able to explore their sex. So you're basically telling me that a 10, 11-year-old should be out there having sex.
That's not what I said.
Now, because no. But you're saying because
no. That's not what I said.
That's not what I said.
But that's basically how you just broke it down. Like, man, your body is showing you different things for certain reasons. It's like, yes, because it's ready to have sex. It's ready to have sex. It's ready to reproduce.
And you can't. And that's where.
But today's society.
That's where we agree. I agree. If you play adult games, you get adult prizes. If you're not an adult, you probably shouldn't play adult games. Sex is an adult game. I'm not talking about sex, Phil.
Who considers an adult?
Huh? What's considered an adult?
Yeah, what's considered an adult now?
Someone who is able to be responsible for another human's life. I would think, you know what I mean? That's why I'm saying, like, if you're not in a position where you can be responsible for another human's life, you probably shouldn't be playing any games that's going to get you that prize. So don't have no sex with another person if you can't take care of the results or the potential result of that.
Okay.
But we're still beating around the bush.
Wow.
When it comes to my question, bro, at what age do we, you know what I'm saying? Like, and we don't have to answer it right now, but maybe we do like a part 2.
Definitely.
Because we just hit the hour mark, so maybe we just do a part 2. But I didn't think this was gonna go here. You know what I'm saying? But to be clear, I'm not encouraging anybody to go out here and have sex at the age 11, 12 years old. That's not what I'm encouraging.
We're not encouraging.
I'm not even encouraging you to go masturbate at that age.
No masturbate.
But I am saying, I am questioning why it is taboo to not do so. Where do we get that from? Why is that a thing? I just want to know why. I want to know why. And I want to know, what are we supposed to do when our bodies are doing one thing? Are we supposed to suppress it? Is that natural? Is that okay? Those are the questions I had. I don't have the answers to those questions.
I don't have the answers either.
And I don't know what I'm gonna tell my son. I'm not 100% sure if I'm gonna tell him, hey, yeah, go ahead and go rub one out. I don't know if I'm gonna tell him that.
Wow.
Don't know.
Yeah.
I know I'm not going to tell my son to do that.
Well, hey, man, different strokes for
I
different folks.
I gotta have two different conversations. I gotta have a conversation with.
Yeah.
I gotta have a conversation with my daughter.
Right.
With a daughter first.
Yeah. Me too.
And then two young men after that.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, no, I'm with you.
You know, and they're all gonna be, it's like one thing is gonna be hot for Brooklyn. It's not gonna be hot for Harlem. You know what I mean? They're in that little gaps, 5-year gaps. So they're not really going to be touching each other. So it was for her. It's not going to be for him. As far as
at the same time, you're not going to be able to kill two birds with one stone
at all.
Yeah,
even with the boys,
right?
You're not. So
yeah, man. Well, hey, listen, man. This was a dope conversation. I did not anticipate it going where it went, but I'm definitely excited to hear what people think after I post this. You know what I'm saying? Once again, we are not encouraging anybody to go masturbate. We're not encouraging anybody to go out there and have sex. You know what I'm saying? Not at all. I'm just asking the questions that I feel like need to be asked. And so hopefully we get some responses, because I believe, like I said, I heard a podcast. Me and Chris were listening to a podcast on the way to a family function. I think we were going out of state. We were going to Mississippi. And the lady was talking about, like, we got to stop making it weird for kids to explore, is basically the bottom line, because it leads to issues, it leads to problems. And when I find it, I'll make sure that I send it out to you, because it was actually, I believe, it was Kev on Stage. It was on his podcast, and so him and his wife, they do this thing called the Love Hour, and I was watching it and they were talking about it. It was like, we gotta stop, we gotta let them own their sexuality, or else somebody else is going to, own it for them.
Makes sense.
And that kind of threw me off a little bit, and I was just like, yo, this is important. But anyways, man, thank you guys for coming to kick it with me, man.
You know it.
You know what I'm saying? Hopefully we can have y'all on again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm gonna be on the next one. So
yeah.
I'm gonna have my little button.
Hit him with the ow. Nah, for sure.
Like Damon will probably be right here. He'll interview a guest, and then I'll be like somewhere on that white seat over there, and I'll just be.
Oh, you just gonna be the.
Like that. Like the DJs and like all the other podcasts is like you be in their own little room by themselves controlling stuff.
That's you.
So you'll be seeing a lot more of me,
or you'll be hearing a lot more. You just said he'll be off camera.
Yeah, so. I'll definitely be off camera.
Hey man, but listen, thank you guys. Please make sure you guys like, comment, share, subscribe, all them things. Where can they find you guys at on social media?
I'm on Twitter at Coach Bell. It should be Coach_Bell 22.
Okay. Coach_Bell 22.
I'm on Twitter at Coach Washington put together. Coach Washington with a K. On Instagram, I'm Coach Washington all put together, spelled correctly with a C.
Okay.
And on Facebook, the same thing. So
all right, man. You got to get that together, man. You got to make sure it's like the same all the way across.
You can. There's another Coach Washington that took the C.
But I beat him to the punch.
But I like the K on the Coach Washington.
All right, man. Well, hey, man. Listen, man. Thank you guys. One time. Yep. The fraternity, Kappas, correct? There you go. Shout out to them. I just took a photo of a Q, I believe. Who do this?
Yeah, man, that's.
I can't. I know. I'm not supposed to do that, right?
Yeah.
Dang it, my bad. I'm sorry. Forgive me.
They're gonna get you.
I should have said purple and gold.
The fraternity police gonna get you.
Don't get me, man. You said they tried to get Boosie. Boosie wasn't going. He said, man, y'all step to my stuff. Yeah, man. I'm like, that's true. They do be
That's
stepping
a whole
to
nother
it.
conversation.
All right, man. Listen, man. Thank you guys for listening. We're gonna catch y'all next week.
All right.
Deuces.